Yeah, the market keeps trying to put in a bottom here, but hasn't really done much. This has been a fairly bearish trending day so far. Again, watching crowd here for this debit spread. Making these trades very difficult this month when you come up to 1 day away from expiration and have it plummet below your support levels. All right, so we're just going to watch here. Market just big gap down this morning in the market, and everything is just drifting lower right now. Tech stocks particularly get hit pretty hard. And again, we took a nice profit in the NTLA short that we had, and we also took a nice profit in the SMCI strangle. That was a beautiful profit this morning. $200 a contract profit. That was pretty nice. Again, market trying to put in a base here. We'll see if it will. Market trying to bounce a little bit here. Again, I did take some puts here off a SPY super system trade right here on the Qs a little bit earlier. Get out right here for about $70 a contract, 70 cents a contract profit. And Q's trying to bounce here now a little bit. Again, watching crowd. It's trying to bounce back up. It's back up to 298. But very weak day in the market. So all the indexes are down. Again, they haven't been able to get above the VWAP here, the volume weighted average price on the SPY or the Qs. The Russell 2000, the IWM, has been a little bit stronger, but it hasn't really been able to get above the VWAP either. But all the indexes are trying to bounce a little bit right now, so we need to see some confirmation that we're going to get a bounce off the low here and keep going. Got to get above the VWAP first of all. That's our first level to reach and get through for any kind of indication that we might be able to get a little bit of move to the upside. This Verizon really working nicely here today. Just grinding up all day long. Right up to the 15 EMA right now on the daily chart, just above the 8, right into the 15. It's right at resistance. Can't really take it here. PayPal is very choppy. As Comcast gapped up, pulling down, moving sideways. A lot of sideways movement. Big move up in NCLH. The cruise lines have been doing pretty well this morning. This is in NCLH just broke out of its gap. Out of its compression. Right here, just gapping coming up out of its compression. Big long compression. Daily chart's pretty good in NCLH. Here's a daily chart on TC2000. Capped above this algo line right there. That long algo line from way back there. Couldn't get through it today. That's a pretty nice setup on that. They have had earnings. I think they have them tonight. I'm not sure. Have to check and see. They might have had them this morning. Again, a nice gap, gap down in the market this morning. Been fairly drifting down, fairly bearish trending all day long. The current time frame momentum has switched to blue here to bullish, a little bit bullish on the current time frame momentum. We'll see if we get any follow through on that. Again, we're still below the VWAP. The VWAP's critical here on the 5-minute chart. Got to get above that to have any kind of indication that we might have a little bit of a bounce. Right now it's just moving sideways. Okay, we closed a couple of nice trades today. NTLA took a nice profit on that short that we had from a couple of days ago, and SMCI, that strangle we took overnight, was really a nice, really nice trade. That was got in at 350 and out at 550. Beautiful trade. It's about 65% profit on that overnight. See if we get any questions here. It's about 11:30 almost. Really pretty flat market since this big drift down. Small candles, pretty much. Not really trading, and it did take some profits. I did take a quick 70 cents in the SPY Super System today off the Qs, but that's it. Just that one trade. Yeah, not a good time to be trying to take anything right now. We got to wait to see what this market does. Again, it's definitely bearish today, but flattening out quite a bit. And the 50-day moving average in the SPY is still down here.
Awarded $3 billion Logix contract to support national
SPY 50-day, the 50-day on the SPY is 568.44. 560. Whoops. Yeah, 568.44. So about $2.50 to the downside.
That's on PIPR.
And just looking for high probability trade setups, not finding anything right now to speak of. Altria is looking pretty nice this morning. Altria with a big move up.
On that IA, more color on those headlines, members, keep in mind, this was known by Integral Ad Science is raising the prices of brand safety solutions for buyers. That's on coming from Adweek. That's on IAS, Integral Ad.
XL up pretty nicely today too. XEL, it's a utility, up about 6.5% off of earnings. Really slow movement here in the market. It's really not doing much at all. Again, it's a big down day here and this big gap down, and it's been drifting down most of the day on the SPY and the Qs. Dylan, on the live on YouTube, yeah, I'm live on YouTube right now. Something I plan on doing consistently. Yeah, I'm gonna try to consistently do it every day. You know, around 11:30 for an hour or so, just to introduce what we do here in this room. We look for high probability trade setups for trading intraday, longer intraday trades, and also some short-term swing trades, anyway from overnight to a couple weeks out. And we also do SPY Super System, what's called the SPY Super System trade, which are 5-minute. We use 5-minute candles on the SPY, the Qs, and the IWM, and we use the compass system, which I've got right here, to identify when institutions are in the trade. This is what we use for trading the SPY Super System. The key here is this is current time frame momentum. This is multi-time frame momentum, but the SPY Super System focuses on the current time frame momentum, and we focus on 2 different levels. The VWAP right here, this pink line, volume weighted average price, that's the support resistance, and this little thin line that's red right now, that's the 15 EMA. That's another support resistance level, and we try to go short when they break below those and go long when they break above them if the current time frame momentum is bullish, which would be green or blue, or short, which would be red or yellow. Right now we're below the VWAP, but this is blue, so you don't want to go short here. You wait till this turns to red, so it's coming off the 15. So that's, and I have a whole videos on the SPY Super System, but that's what we do, just for your information for the folks at YouTube that are watching this. Appreciate you taking a look at it. Again, we trade very high probability trade setups by using the compass system to let us know when institutions are in the trade. We don't trade against the institutions, we trade with the institutions, and we have some indicators that we use for that. Compass indicator. We focus on our daily chart if we're going to go with a longer term swing or a long intraday swing. We want the daily chart to be bullish if we're going long. We don't trade against the daily chart. And we also trade what's called relative strength and relative weakness, which is stocks that are outperforming the SPY to the upside would be relatively strong. Those performing to the downside would be relatively weak. We can identify some of those by this cascading up scan I got here. This is a scan that scans 5-minute candles, looking for 3 or more green candles in a row when the market's coming down. This is what we look for. That's NCLH, which has been very strong today off of earnings. Mobileye also is bouncing up, but you see it gapped up and pulled down. Altria is also very strong today. So these will be stocks that are relatively strong versus the market, which is not doing much of anything. Gap down and just kind of drifting lower. Dylan, I appreciate that. Yeah, I do the high. If you're familiar with my work, you've seen I do high probability trade setups. I don't use an awful lot of indicators. I mean, I use the compass system to tell me when the institutions are in the trades and when they're not. that's a key thing that I use when I'm looking for a swing type trade. I'm using the daily chart, and I'm looking at the indicators on the daily chart. So on the SPY, what we've got here is just even got current monthly time frame momentum is green. It's bullish over the longer term, but it's bearish on the daily chart. So this tells you don't want to be messing around with the SPY right now unless you're just doing intraday trades off the 5-minute candles. Those don't line up. And again, this has been a tough month in the market. A lot of volatility, and a lot of tech stocks have all getting pounded here the last couple of days. They've been kind of darlings of the market. SMC, I took a wicked pounding yesterday, and then again today. We actually took a straddle on it overnight. We took a 33 straddle, so we bought the 33 calls and the 33 puts, and I was able to get in for 350 yesterday near the close, and we get out today for 550. So we took a nice $200 profit on that per contract. Didn't do very much else. We're just kind of watching the trades that we've got on and looking for high probability trades that are hard to find any right now with this kind of price action in the market. So a lot what we do here is we're doing a lot of waiting. We're waiting for the high probability trade setups to set up in the market to give us some direction, which we don't have right now. I mean, we're bearish today, obviously. We're in a bearish trending day. It's drifting down, but these are pretty small candles, and it's just very choppy. So if you don't have a good tailwind with the market, the stock you take has to give you all the give you your support. You can't look for the market to give you any kind of a boost, and it makes it much more difficult to trade like that. It was Estee Lauder, a big gap down on earnings today, and then just flat as a pancake coming right across the top of the VWAP here. Decker's moving down. But I look at the daily chart on Deckers, and this is what I see. I use my TC2000 for my dailies, and I look at the 8 exponential moving average right here, the white line. This is the 15. The 8 and the 15 offer really good support and resistance, especially in combination. So you see it goes through the 8 right here, and then falls to the 15 and bounces off it. As you've seen, it's done that many times through here. So that's one of the things I look for. If I look for the SPY, by the way, on the daily, oops. Yeah, the 15 had offered support all the way along here on the SPY, bounced off the 15, bounced off the 15, all the way along, and then today we have this big gap down and a big red candle to the downside. It's pink here on my TC2000 because if the Bollinger Bands are expanding, in other words, if the stock is breaking through a compression level, the candle turns pink, and it turns blue if it's breaking to the upside through compression. But basically this is a big red candle right here, and there's the 50-day moving average right there. That becomes a support level for the SPY, the closest support level right now. Again, very tiny candles here, very tiny candles.
On BAX, Baxter restarts their IV Solutions manufacturing line.
Let's see if we get any questions. Stephen, you just subscribed to TC2000. Are there any instructions on how to set up the charts the same as yours? Well, I mean, if you look at my TC2000 chart, what you're going to see, if I go to the daily chart here, I mean, you can see all these tabs I've got. Each one of these tabs is a different kind of chart setup. This is one that I have the ATR on here. Average true range is which is what I'm interested in on the daily chart here. This is tells me my average true range. That's just to know how much it moves. And then I have another chart that I use for high volume horizontal support and resistance levels. But you can create all of these. But the main chart right here is going to have on it. What you're going to have on is you're going to have the 200-day moving average right here, the purple line. You're going to have the 100 moving average, which is the blue line right here. And the red line is the 50 SMA. So the 50 SMA, the 100 SMA, and the 200 SMA. And then all the other ones I use is the 8 exponential moving average, the white line, and the 15 exponential moving average, the orange line. And those are basically the support and resistance levels I use on the market, on the daily chart. On the 5-minute chart, it's pretty much the same. I do have the VWAP on here, right here, this yellow line. I have the VWAP on here the same as I do on the compass system. And you know, it's got some things you can do here. This is the volume right here. I color code my volume bars based on anything above the average volume of the 50-day moving average. That's pretty much what I do. And then there's so many scans you can create in TC2000. It's once you learn how to use it, it's amazing what you can do with it. But I can't go into a lot of details on that right now. It's it'd be fairly lengthy. Again, the SPY's still coming down here. Yeah, I've been using TC2000 for a long, long time. And you do have to, if you want to use 5-minute charts, you want to trade that as your charting program on the day trades. You need to subscribe to their feed, their real-time feed for the data for the charts. Again, for anybody on the YouTube feed, in the room, the folks can ask me about any particular, lots of questions, but if it's looking at specific stocks, I go ahead and share the charts when they ask about those, and we go over the technicals on them, both with the compass system and with the TC2000 for looking at deeper in the technicals. But this compass system right here is what I use. This is my basis for knowing whether institutions are in the trades or not. You can see they're doing a little buying on the 5-minute, but you see how it just went back to yellow again. So this is very, very choppy. I mean, you got red up here, yellow here, green here, and blue here. There's nothing really going on. This is bearish. This is bullish. It's just chop, and you can see the tiny little candles here. So I don't, you know, we're in a bearish trending day, but it's very, very slow right now. Just moving sideways, little bitty candles. Not good times to be trying to enter any trades right now. We do a lot of that. We do a lot of waiting. We have patience. That's the most important thing that we use in this room is patience. Waiting for high probability trade setups. We have losers just like everybody else does, but the win rates has been very high here the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years now. About 87% overall winners. But we don't take an awful lot of trades. And the SPY Super System has been very, very effective if you use it correctly. And again, I have videos on all these things. If you become a member, you get the videos on every strategy that we use here, as well as the SPY Super System. Dylan, is there a way to just purchase the compass system scripts? Well, the script is the compass system. You have to load it either. It has to go either on a Thinkorswim platform or a Ninja. That's the only ones that it'll run on. So you have to, of course, you don't have to pay for Thinkorswim. I don't trade on Thinkorswim. I trade off of Tradier, so I don't even trade off of the off of this thinkorswim platform, but I use the thinkorswim platform to install a compass system, and this is where I get my indicators. But you can't take the indicators and put them somewhere else. You have to put them on either Ninja or thinkorswim, and they look different on Ninja than they do on thinkorswim. I've been using them in thinkorswim for over 3 years. But yeah, you can purchase the compass system if you have a TOS platform. If you don't, you can download a TOS platform. The Rightline will put the compass system right on your thinkorswim platform, and it'll look exactly the same as mine, with all the indicators, with all the scans, all that type of thing. You also, if you do buy the compass system, you get a month in the room for free. And in the room, I'm in there every day from market open to market close, a little before market open, and do a lot of evaluation, do recommendations on stocks, as far as the ones I'm trading. Anything I call out in the room or put out an alert. I have an alert service too. Anything I put on that, I'm trading with live money in my trading platform. I don't sim anything. I don't use simulation. I don't use these free trades, free money trades. Basically, I don't do that. Everything is live. So when I'm talking to somebody about a trade that we put on, I'm in it, same as everybody else is, or anybody who joined there took the trade. So that's what I do. I just post trades when I see them. But there's not a lot. We don't do an awful lot of trades. We're waiting for high probability trade setups, and they can be. You have to be very patient waiting for those. But the SPY Super System gives people who want to come into the room for an hour or two a day, gives them an opportunity to trade off of the indexes or off of the futures, based on what the compass system is saying. You can trade the futures, the same thing. All I have to do is switch this to the ES, and there's the SPY futures, and the data will be exactly the same. So you can see what's going on. So if you're trading futures, that's what you would use. All right. So we're just kind of watching here. The market is still drifting down here. SPY is right at the 15. You see, we just went from blue to yellow. Now, from a SPY Super System standpoint, this is a potential entry for a short right here as it goes from buying to selling, and coming down below the 15. If you get in here for a short, your stop would be if it closes above the 15. Very tight stops on the SPY Super System. And Qs are very similar right here. See that how it's breaking down below the 15? This is what's called a pop symbol, or a pop out of the box symbol, that the compass system produces. This is telling you that the stock is breaking out of compression to the downside, and if it's pink, you'd have it breaking down to the upside. See if any had those yesterday? Probably not a lot. There's a pink one right there. But those are just giving a little bit more confirmation that you're breaking to the downside. Notice we went from blue to yellow to red. This is telling us that the momentum is shifted to selling. Again, so this is a SPY Super System trade entry right here. We notice we went from blue to yellow, We're breaking down below the 15. We got to pop out of the box. This would be an entry right here for the SPY super system short, and we would watch to see if the 15 above here, the little red line, that becomes our stop. If this SPY closes above the 15 on any candles, then you'd be exiting, and then you'd just be watching it for the downside move and take profits as you can. You have to be fairly nimble on these, and you really have to manage the exits yourself. I can't tell you how to manage the exits because they're too fast. But I just took some puts on the SPY right here. I took the 571 puts expiring today. After lunchtime, I'll switch to tomorrow's expiration. Anything I do, and I paid $1.77 for those. They're at $1.90 right now. And these are small candles, so you don't want to be too aggressive as far as your profit targets are concerned. So I paid $1.77 for those, and they're $1.90 right now. So on a choppy day like this, I would be looking for maybe 20 to 30 cents, maybe 40 cents. But I'm going to watch the price action and take them off as soon as I feel like the momentum is starting to wane. These are pretty small candles, so this is not a massive amount of momentum. But again, you can see we've gone red. Went from blue to yellow to red. This is telling us there is some selling going on institutionally. So, like I said, I get in for $1.77. I'll probably try to, coming up on lunchtime, I'll probably try to take about 20 cents in this if I can get it. See if it continues down. There hasn't been too much of a rally. It's definitely a bearish trending day right now, but not really steep drops. Not really strong downtrend. I mean, this is really just drifting down. Those puts I bought for $1.77 are trading at $1.94 right now. Again, if I can, at this point in the day, time of the day, if I can squeeze out 20 cents out of this, I'll take it. Again, 10 contracts, a couple $100, I'll take that for a short time trip, because these candles again are very small, and since I'm in profit, I'll probably try to take the profits. Very, very tiny candles. Little bit of a bounce. Question from YouTube. What do I think about CRI for short? Yeah, it's good short, excellent short. Really, really good short. If I look at CRI over here on the compass system, it's going to tell me that the institutions are selling the heck out of this thing. See all the red? And if I switch over to the daily chart, see all the red, institutions selling it off. That's a very nice short setup right there. Very nice short setup. If I look at it on my TC2000 here, see this big breakdown? That was probably earnings, and it's just drifting down further and further. I would have to put some lines on there for support and resistance, but that's a nice short. Nice look on that one. Again, that's what we do in the room. I try to people identify what they like for high probability trades, and we look at them and analyze them. And a lot of my trades come from what other folks in the room see. Yeah, Shy, as far as you're looking at the IP time spread, yeah, I noticed that the prices have been really all over the place. I'm still looking for a pullback in this thing to get out. But yeah, they're jumping all over the place. I mean, you could probably try to leg out if you wanted to. SPY bouncing back up now, right close to the 15. I have to keep my eye on that. See, we went back to blue here. This is the kind of action you get when it's really choppy in the market. You're going from red to blue, back to yellow, back to red, back to blue. We're getting a little bit of buying, so we don't really have much momentum here to lean on. And again, if it gets above the 15, I'll take it off. I think I'm down about 5 cents on it right now. So. You know, if you're going to try to leg out of that IP, Shy, you have to be careful. Obviously, if you take the you're going to have to you're going to have to take the since you've got a puts and a calls here. The stock is bullish, so I guess you would try to take the time spread. Sorry, this week you got to close out. If you take this week, you're gonna have to close the shorts and hold on to the long calls for next week. But it's gonna, if it reverses on you, you're gonna increase your potential risk. Anytime you leg out of a spread, you increase what your maximum loss can be. But you also can, if you do it well, you can actually increase. You can turn something that was going to be a loss into a profit. I'm sure you know that. Okay, so the SPY got right to the 15, and then slipped down a little bit. Yeah, we're talking about waiting till tomorrow in the time spread. Of course, you gotta remember that there's a chance of being assigned on this thing. Okay, so the SPY is above the 15. I gotta watch it here. If it closes above the 15, I close the trade out. If it closes below it, I stay in it. Again, it's not a big trade right now. Size isn't too big, and it's not down that much. Q's looks almost exactly the same as the SPY. Just flirting with the 15 right here. So I'm still in it because it's staying below the 15, but I don't like this color change to blue. But this tells you this is really a very difficult day for trading anything at all. SPY with the index, just because you're getting so much variation in momentum. There is very little momentum. Candles are pretty small, but it is heading back down again. Really difficult to trade this kind of price action. Is just we're drifting down, so you have to be kind of bearish right now intraday. But we're getting really tiny candles, little bounces to the 15. Need to see it stay below the 15. Again, I'm still in that trade. So I'm going to take this SPY trade off. I'm going to wait for a little bit better price action here right now. Again, we're getting color changes all over the place, so I'm not going to mess around with it anymore. So I'm out of that. I'm just going to watch here for a bit. This market's really not doing much of anything. Best way to play this SPY super system, by the way, is when if you get a little bit of you can find a decent trend. We got it a little earlier today, but this isn't much of a trend at all right here. What you're just looking at is just chopped price action going sideways. So I took this off. I lost 15 cents on it. Again, SPY bouncing here now a little bit, back to blue, back above the 15, but you get the VWAP right up here, so very difficult to take this long off of here just because you've got so much resistance so close by, so not enough room to the upside for me to try to trade that. And it's really a very poor trading day as far as price action is concerned, so I'm just kind of watching from here. At 12:08, I'm going to get a sip of water here. Be right back. Sorry, turn my mic off. I just say Netflix is a really nice setup. It's a bull flag right here. Big volume. Volume drops off. Stock pulls back. Kind of drifts sideways. Just follows the 8 right along here. Nice long setup though. This is a nice setup for a long. We're just looking for a breakout. We'd like to see some higher volume to get this thing to break out. Just SPY going nowhere right now. All you do if you're taking any kind of options on this thing for puts or calls, especially if you're using today, you're getting time decayed to death on these things as it moves sideways. So kind of a sluggish day to try to talk about any trades here, and I see the SPY's bouncing off. Buyers bouncing above the 15. See the 15's turned green, so the trend has moved up a little bit. The multi-time frame momentum has gone blue, but you've got VWAP right there. This is you likely, if you're in this thing, that's about as what you can expect for a move in this. And these candles are so small, could just as easily reverse. So again, I'm not going to touch it. And again, of course, you're trading against the trend. The SPY's down quite a bit here today, 1.5%. So you're trading against the bearish trend when you go long here. But that's still, for anybody who wants to scalp or semi-scalp these things, that would be a long. And if you get out if it gets below the 15, you don't take big risk on these trades. Altria with a big move off of earnings today. MO. Nice move in Altria. To the upside. Yeah, really nice. Twillo with a big gap up today as well off of earnings. ABBV having another decent day here today. After yesterday's big move, today it's up about another 1.5%, which is really pretty good on a day when the market's down. SPY right here. Again, not touching it. It's bullish here at the moment for the current time frame momentum, but you get heavy resistance right there at the VWAP. So tough to trade these little tiny candles.
Members coming up after after hours today. Top earnings: Apple AAPL,
Ari
Amazon
looking at BHC. It's another biotech.
Avis Budget Group CAR, Intel,
Yeah, nice Bosch Health companies.
Corp, TEAM.
Yep, just reversed off of compression. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Nice chart on BHC right here. It's a 5-minute chart. There's a daily chart. Nice move in it. At 98 is the next resistance level on it. It's about 70 cents to the upside. Nice move in that thing though.
Donald Trump on Truth Social regarding Bitcoin says, "I'd like to wish our great Bitcoiners a happy 60th anniversary of Satoshi's white paper. We will end Kamala's war on crypto, and Bitcoin will be made in the USA."
SPY moving up again. Get some nice signals on this, but it's way too risky to trade this stuff right now, especially when you get limitation is right there. Your VWAP. Again, for a scalp it's okay, but for anybody who wants to take a high probability trade, A, you're trading against the trend today. B, you're trading up against a resistance level fairly close. I mean, you could try to take it at about 571, and you get about 572.50 for a stop. For a profit target, but I'm not going to mess with it. There's too much chop here.
On LLY at highs of the day being mentioned on CNBC, as well as DHI.
Lilly bouncing up off of that big pullback yesterday. Yeah, not an awful lot to say here. Bearish trending days. We've got a little bit of a bounce here, back up above the 15 EMA, which has turned green. The current time frame momentum has turned blue, and you've got room up here to the VWAP. But I'm not going to trade it. until I get some more confirmation. This is a decent quick trade off of here. Like I said, there really wasn't an awful lot of room to the VWAP. You had about $1 to the VWAP, which is okay if you're in here for a quick trade. So it's a quick SPY super system trade right here. Again, it went from red to blue. This is your entry right here as it breaks above the 15 on a breakout of compression on the pop out of the box signal, and then you just stay in it and take your profits. But you see how tiny these candles are. These are not big moves. See if the Q is doing the same thing. Yeah, pretty much. IWM has been the strongest of the indexes today. Still down, but see, this went blue quite a while ago and it's been green the whole way, and it's right above the VWAP right now in the IWM. It's a pivot point up here. That's the next resistance level on the IWM. It's up here, 222.26. There's a little pullback in the SPY. Again, that's why this is really tough trading in here right now. It's about 12:30, 12:25.
Continued commentary regarding search, the chat GPT search. Keep in mind, members, this has been going on for quite some time, but we are continuing commentary on the chat GPT search.
Keep in mind, by the way, tomorrow the jobs report comes out at 8:30. Non-farm labor payroll, and that could have a impact on the market for sure. Big flush down in Google here all of a sudden. I mentioned that one yesterday as a potential strangle. Very slow market here. SPY volume is pretty bad. Right now it's 20 million shares, average a day about 45, almost 46 million, so about half at 12:30. Yeah, it's going to be lower than normal. It's been lower than normal for a while. Not much volume in the SPY. It is trying to bounce. I didn't get down to the 50-day. It tried to get to it and it hasn't got there yet. Again, a little bit of a profit here if you took this SPY super system off of this color change with the current time frame momentum went from selling, which is red, to buying, which is blue. You buy it here as it breaks above the 15, but you got to be out now. I mean, it's you could stay, but I mean, I would have taken profits here. This candle's a little bit of a warning sign. It's just very slow day for trading, very slow. I'm going to stop here in a few minutes and get something to eat. The market really is really boring right now. Again, we took some nice profits in SMCI today off of that straddle last night. It's bounced back up again now. We took in for 350, out for 550. That was a $200 profit per contract on those. And also we took profits in NTLA. Right here we took this on this pull down this morning. Again, it gave us a nice opportunity to take profits right here, and then it's bounced back up again, but we're out of it, so we took profits on that one as well. It's probably still a short setup on the daily. Yeah, it is on the daily. We get out, but that was a decent profit right there. right, SPY starting to pull back to the 15 again. Again, this is your opportunity. That's it. This is not a good trending day. We got bearish potential down to the 50-day moving average on the SPY, but who knows if we're going to get there right now. Again, very choppy. And Chat GDP is adding a search. That's the Google drop. All right, gonna grab some lunch and step away for a few minutes and get something to eat. And again, I want to thank all the YouTube folks for tuning in today. I appreciate it. We try to do this each day for around 11:30 for an hour or so. Just to kind of introduce to the high probability trading setups and strategies that I use here in the room with my options room and my alert service. I'm here all day long in the room, from market open to market close. Talk about a lot of trades. If people ask questions, they point out stocks. We look at those. We take trades. I alert people on those trades. I also post them in the room. So again, thanks so much for viewing, and we'll if you want to see it again, we'll be here tomorrow. All right. Have a great afternoon, everybody on YouTube, and everybody else here. Have a good